Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss complexity involved in direct computation of DFT. We know that the DFT formula is given by x of k is equal to summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1 x of n wn power kn, right? And k is varying from where to where? K is varying from 0 to n minus 1. Just to convince you, I'll take n is equal to 4, but generally speaking we are talking about what is the complexity involved for n point DFT. Okay, but to convince you, I'll take n is equal to 4 and we'll see what happens. So basically what we do for n equal to 4 is x of k is equal to, so if I expand this summation and summation varying from where to where? 0 to n minus 1. Since n is 4, it is 4 minus 1, it is 3. So n is taking the value 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So if I just put those n values here, x of 0 wn power k into 0 plus x of 1 w4, right? So w4 power k into 1 plus x of 2 w4 power k2 plus x of 3 w4 power k into 3. Fine. So basically if I give values to n, it is actually one row of a matrix. If I give values for k, so it is all the row of the matrix. Let me just put it like this. If I have a matrix, in our case, so since it is n is equal to 4, it is a 4 cross 4 matrix. Fine. So for one value of k, for example, if I put k is equal to 0, this will give me one row, k is equal to 1, the second row, k is equal to 2 and k is equal to 3. Why did I stop at 3? Because k is also varying from 0 to 4 minus 1, which is 3, right? For one value of k, for example, if I put k equal to 0, again I have to give values for n, right? So n equal to 0, n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, right? Again for k equal to 1, I have to give values for n, 0, 1, 2, 3. For k is equal to 2, I have to give values for n, 0, 1, 2, 3. For k is equal to 3 also, I have to give values for n, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So elements in this matrix are values of n. For each and every value of k, I have to give values for n as well. Okay, and both k is also varying from 0 to 3 and n is also varying from 0 to 3, right? Basically what is this? This is complex, right? This is the complex. So what is wn e power minus j 2 pi by n, which is equal to cos 2 pi by n minus j sine 2 pi by n. It's a complex number. For the worst case scenario, we'll assume our x of n is also complex. This depends upon the signal, but we'll assume that for the worst case, this x of n is also a complex. Okay. Now we shall first talk about complex addition. How many complex addition required? Addition, and then we'll talk about how many complex multiplication required. So how many complex addition is required? For one value of k, here k is varying from 0 to 3, right? So k takes value 0, 1, 2, 3. So for one value of k, so n is taking value 0, 1, 2, 3, right? For k is equal to 1, n is 0, 1, 2, 3. For k equal to 2, n is 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So for any one value of k, you take any one value of k, how many additions required? When I say addition, it's a complex addition, right? Because since this is a complex number, this is a complex, this is complex. So I'm basically adding complex numbers, right? So it is 1, 2, 3. So for one value of k, this value is added with this value is added with this value is added with this value. So 1, 2, 3, right? So for n is equal to 4, I require 3 complex addition for one value of k, right? Similarly for n is equal to 8, how many complex additions I require? It is 7 minus 1, right? For n equal to 16, how many complex additions I require? It is 15. So generally speaking, for n point DFT, how many complex additions it requires? It is -1, right? So n minus 1. So n minus 1 complex addition it requires for one value of k, right? For one value of k, I have taken any one value of k, but for all value of k, for k equal to 0 I require 3, for k is equal to 1 I require 3 addition, for k equal to 2 also I require 3 addition, and for k equal to 3 also I require 3 addition. So for all values of k, so this is 3 times how many? 4. 4 into 3, 12. But generally speaking, it is, this is for n value of k. So for all values of k, so this is 4 times 3, this is 4 times 7. Since it is 8 points, so it is 8.7. Since it is 16 points, 16 times 15. And for generally speaking, for n point, it is n times n minus 1. N times n minus 1 complex additions required for all values of k. So for one value of k, for one value of k, so it requires n minus 1, and for all values of k, it requires n times n minus 1 complex addition. Okay, similarly for one value of k, you consider any one row of this matrix, how many complex multiplication required? So this is a complex number and this is a complex number, so I am multiplying these two, right? So 1 and these 2 is multiplied, so 2, these 2 are multiplied, it is 3, and these 2 are multiplied, it is 4. So this value is multiplied with, this is the multiplied value, this is the multiplied value, this is the multiplied value, this is the multiplied value. So totally I require 4 complex multiplication for one value of k. For all values of k, 4 times 4, right? 4 times 4 complex multiplication required, right? If n is equal to 4. So if n is equal to, I'll write it here. For n equal to 4, it requires 4. For n equal to 8, it requires 8. For n equal to 16, it requires 16. Generally speaking, for n, it requires capital N number of complex multiplication. And these are all for one values of k. If I take all the values of k, so this requires n number of multiplication, this requires n number of multiplication, and this requires n number of multiplication. So this is for all values of k. This is 4 times 4, this is 8 times 8, this is 16 times 16. Generally speaking, it is n times n, which is equal to n square. Okay, so therefore, so for one value of k, so it requires n complex multiplication. For all values of k, it requires n times n, which is equal to n square complex multiplication. Number of addition, complex addition required is how much? It is n minus 1 for one value of k, and n times n minus 1 for all values of k. Right? And second point is number of complex multiplication required is n for one value of k, and n times n, which is equal to n square for all values of k. Now, so what about real addition and multiplication? So how many real addition and how many real multiplication required to find n point dft if I use the formula. So that is the question, right? So what we shall do is, again we'll go back to our formula. X of k is what? Summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1 x of n w n power kn, and k is varying from where to where? 0 to n minus 1. Now since this is complex and this is complex, we'll expand this in terms of complex number. I will write it as x real of n plus j into x imaginary of n. Okay, this is real part of x of n and this is imaginary part of x of n. Similarly, so this trivial factor I can write it as real part of wn power kn plus j into imaginary part of wn power kn. Let me put it in square bracket. Fine. So as a whole, this is a complex number, but if I take individual, this is just one number and this is just one number. J is just a representation of complex number, right? So I'm writing it in terms of a plus jb form. Again, this entire thing is a and this entire thing is b. So what is a and b? It is just one real number, right? But if, as soon as I put j here, one term j, this becomes as a whole one complex number, right? So plus jb form, right? So this is a and this is b. Fine. So let me just plug these real parts and imaginary part of x of n and omega n to the formula, and we'll simplify it and we'll see what do we get. So x of k is equal to summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1. I'll take it out. Later on we can put it inside. So what is x of n? It is x real of n plus j into x imaginary part of n. Let me put it in square bracket, and one more, let me put it in curly bracket, and one more term is real part of wn power kn plus j into imaginary part of wn power kn. Let me close the curly bracket and close the outer bracket. I hope this is fine. Now, so if I simplify this, I'll get 4 terms, right? This term multiplied with this term plus this term multiplied with this term plus this multiplied with this plus this multiplied with this. Okay, so when I multiply it and simplify it, I will get totally 4 terms. And once I get the 4 term, I will separate real part and imaginary part. Okay, so which and all the real part? This, when I multiply this with this, so both are real part, right? Because I don't have any j term, right? And when I multiply this with this, I get real part, right? Why? Because since both are imaginary, so j times j is j square and j square is minus 1. Now j disappeared, so I end up with just real part, right? So I repeat again, when I multiply this number with this number, it's a real. When I multiply this complex number with this complex number, I get real. Why I get real? Because j times j, which is minus 1, j square, which is minus 1. So minus 1 times some value is just a real number, right? Whereas when I multiply this with this, it's a complex number because I'll end up with one j term, right? And whereas if I multiply this with this, I get a complex number because I have one j term here, right? So we shall do that. So x of k is equal to summation. Let me just keep it outside for time being. So this x real of n multiplied with this into real part of wn power kn, one term, right? And let me just multiply this with this. So what do I get? J times j is j square, which is minus 1. So minus of this term x imaginary of n into imaginary part of wn power kn, right? This is the second term. Now, so I'm done with these two multiplication. I'm done with these two multiplication. Now what I will do, this multiplied with this, so which is plus j into x imaginary of n into this real part of wn power kn, and one more left out term which is this with this, right? So plus j, I'll keep it here, so x real of n into this term imaginary part of wn power kn. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll separate real and imaginary part and I'll put this summation inside. Okay, so what do I get? X of k is equal to, this summation is applied for this term, this term, this term as well as this term, right? So summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1 x real of n, real part of wn power kn, minus summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1 x imaginary of n, imaginary part of wn power kn. Now since I have j here, for these two terms I'll take common, so what do I end up? So plus j times, I'll put it in a curly bracket, so summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1, so x imaginary part of n into real part of wn power kn, and one more plus summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1 x real of n, imaginary part of wn power kn. Okay, so this is after separating real and imaginary part. So this entire thing is real part and this entire thing is imaginary part. So this entire thing is what? A, and this entire thing is B. So ultimately it is A plus j times B. So this is in terms of separated values of real and imaginary part. Okay, so I have written that previous equation once again here so that it is easier for me to tell you what's happening. Fine. So this is from which equation? So we had x of k, which was equal to summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1 x of n wn power kn, right, where k is varying from 0 to n minus 1. So we derived this equation from this equation, assuming that x of n is a complex number and anyhow wn is a complex number, right? So this entire equation is, for this entire equation k is varying from 0 to n minus 1, right? Fine. Now as per our previous discussion, what we had here, for complex addition and multiplication involved, if I consider this equation, so for one value of k, how many complex addition required? It is n minus 1. For all values of k, how many complex addition required? It is n times n minus 1, right? Okay, now for one value of k, how many complex multiplication required? It is n. For all values of k, how many complex multiplication required? It is n times n. So if you just look at this equation, this one equation with this just one term, so both are same, right? Only difference is, so this is a real and this is a real term, whereas here this is complex and this is also complex, right? Similarly, so this also resembles something like this, this term also resembles something like this, and this terms also resembles something like this, right? If you look at this equation, we have four summation term something like this in this equation, right? So one is here, one is here, one is here, one is here, right? So therefore I'm talking about real addition. I'm talking about real addition. So for one value of k, this requires how many addition? So it is n minus 1. This summation part requires n minus 1. This summation part requires n minus 1. This summation part requires n minus 1, right? Fine. So this requires n minus 1 terms of addition and so on. So once you're done with the addition of this and this, so to combine the whole thing in terms of a plus jb form, to combine the whole thing in terms of a plus jb form, I require another two additions, right? One is here, one is here. So when I add these two, this entire thing becomes a, and when I add these two, this entire thing becomes b. So ultimately I'm putting it in terms of a plus jb form. This entire thing is a plus j into this entire thing is b, right? So this requires n minus 1 addition, this term requires n minus 1 addition, this requires n minus 1 addition, this requires n minus 1 addition. So to combine this entire thing in terms of a plus jb form, another two additions it requires. You might ask me, sir, what about this plus? You did not include this plus. We cannot include because we have to represent in terms of a plus jb form. That's why I excluded it. So another 2, right? So therefore, so n minus 1, n minus 1, n minus 1, n minus 1 plus these 2, right? So it is nothing but 4 times n minus 1 plus 2, these 2. This is for what? One value of k, one value of k, right? So this is nothing but 4n minus 4 plus 2, which is equal to 4n minus 2. 4n minus 2 for one value of k. What about for all values of k? So this has to be repeated for all values of k, right? So k is varying from where to where? 0 to n minus 1. Totally I have n number of k's. So it is nothing but n times this term, 4n minus 2. This is for all values of k. All values of k. So what about for real multiplication? So what about for real multiplication? This requires n number of multiplication. This summation part requires n real multiplication. This requires n real multiplication. This requires n real multiplication. So therefore 4n number of real multiplication. This is for one value of k, right? One value of k, right? For all values of k, this has to be done n number of times. So this is 4n. For all values k, it is n. So therefore this is nothing but 4n square. This is for all values of k. Let me write it as a summary. So it requires, point number 1, it requires 4 times n minus 1 plus 2 for one value of k, one value of k. So what is this? This is real addition. So real addition requires 4. Why 4? Because I have 4 summation, n minus 1, each summation requires n minus 1 real addition plus 2, just to put it in terms of a plus jb form, plus 2, another 2 addition it requires. This is for one value of k. So for all values of k, it requires n times 4 into n minus 1 plus 2, right? And if I simplify this, so this is 4n minus 2, n times 4n minus 2, right? So this is for all values of k, right? So this many real addition it requires. So what about real multiplication? So it requires 4n for one value of k, one value of k, and 4n times n, which is 4n square, for all values of k, okay? This is for real multiplication. And one more thing, how many trigonometric terms it requires? So basically what is this? This is real part is what? Cos, and plus j into this is sine, right? So for one value of k, cos is one trigonometric function and sine is another trigonometric function, right? So for one value of k, so where is this? I'll just put it here. Okay, have cos one trigonometric function and sine another trigonometric function. So this requires two trigonometric function, this requires two trigonometric function, for this it requires two trigonometric function, and for this it requires two trigonometric function, right? So for one value of k it requires 2n, right? Because so this is n 1 2 3 4, for n equal to 4 this is 4. So how many trigonometric function requires? Here 2, here 2, here 2, here 2, so it is 8. So for one value of k, so it requires 2n trigonometric function. For all values of k it is 2n times n. Why n? Because totally n number of k's I have. Fine. So if I put that summary here, so it requires totally 2n trigonometric function for one value of k, so and 2n square trigonometric function for all values of k, okay. Put it in a table. So complex addition, complex multiplication, real addition, real multiplication, and trigonometric function. Okay, this is for 1k, this is for all k. So for 1k it requires n minus 1 addition, complex addition. For all k it requires n times n minus 1 complex addition. For 1k it requires n number of complex multiplication. This requires n square number of complex multiplication. So this requires 4 times n minus 1 plus 2, which is equal to 4n minus 2 for one value of k. So this requires n times 4n minus 2 for all values of k. So this many real addition it requires. So 4n number of real multiplication it requires for one value of k. 4n times n, which is 4n square number of real multiplication requires for all values of k. For one value of k, 2n number of trigonometric function it requires, and for all values of k, 2n square number of trigonometric functions it requires. Okay, so this is about the complexity involved